do need one of those hats. That's very, very handy. So we've come up from right down there. Huh? I mean, that's a bit of a feeling of achievement now. So it's onwards and upwards, another 500 meters to Tengboche and monastery, lamasery, as Richard would say, up there. About a 6-hour trek. I've been feeling a bit dicky yesterday and this morning, so we'll see how that goes. Okay, I need to speak, but I'm a bit speechless. That is Everest right there. I'm going to try and give Richard a call. He hasn't heard from me for a couple of days, so probably have been a bit worried. Hopefully. Hello, mate.
Hello, mate. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Stuff got a bit real. Have a look round here.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're in the proper mountains now.
It's just like a different. There's a different take on it up here. There's no one's kind of doubting it. You know, it's taken seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very different from the attitude in Kathmandu. Yeah. If you remember, there was this attack in 1974 that made it into, I think, the Sunday Times newspaper in the UK and also the International Herald Tribune. And you said you were going to try and check out a bit more about this.
Yeah. So I've been looking into this story and looking into the archives from the 1970s. So this was in July 1974 that this young Sherpa woman was attacked at Machamo. So she's sitting on a rock by the river, watching her 7 yaks happily grazing away. Comes this angry yeti, as she describes it, this angry bipedal creature, shaggy hair, and it grabs her by the hair and swings her thrown into the river. And so she plays dead, and the yeti goes and kills the yaks. She comes to, reports it to the police.
Right.
And
wow.
the police,
Okay, so they took this seriously because I guess there was some physical evidence. There was a yak kind of killed.
Dead yaks.
Yeah, in a way that no
dead yaks.
animal could have done. I suppose. I mean, you've got to be very strong, I presume, to grab a yak by the horns and dexterous as well. Right. Yeah. That's really great. Much more detail than we had before. Okay. So, it's a stiff climb, but it's worth it. We have had an absolute coup this morning. I thought those lovely views of Everest were the best thing that was going to happen today. We stopped for tea, stopped for a lovely cup of tea. I've got this lovely Peter Rabbit cup here I'm quite happy with. I asked the guy in the tea shop, any Yeti stories, seen any Yetis? He says, no. Ah, okay. He pauses for a second and said, oh, I know someone who has. Turns out he not only knows, but is a relative of this lady who was attacked in 1974 and says she's actually grazing her yaks half an hour's walk from here right now. So we're like, oh my God. So we've diverted off. We're gonna turn up in her pastures and see if she's free for a chat. I still can't quite believe it, but apparently this is happening. The mountain gods are smiling on us today, I guess. Yeah. Been following a tiny little trail across the mountainside and now through a forest, and no sign as yet, so not quite sure where this trail will lead. Hopefully we're going to come across her in a bit. Otherwise have to keep a watch on the time. A few clouds coming in, and yeah, don't want to get stuck out here too late in the day or when the weather comes in, but fingers crossed we're going to find her somewhere along the trail. It's just down here. We've followed what can best be described as a mountain goat's path over a ridge. Bit scary, and the lady should be herding her yak somewhere down here, so very excited. Okay,
I saw a Yeti when I was 12 years old, held me by my clothing and hair from behind, and tossed me into a stream.